Okay, so try number 2. Density. Density is simply mass over volume, and of course, you know, mass is anything that takes any kind of matter. Volume is anything that has takes up space. So mass and volume. Okay, mass divided by volume gives you density. If you forget, think about being in love. There's the mass over volume gives you happy face. Mass over volume is m over v equals d. Some things that trip kids up. What are the units for mass? Mass is in grams. It could be milligrams, kilograms, centigrams, hectograms, anything that has grams in it. Volume can be liters, milliliters, centimeters cubed, meters cubed, millimeters cubed. It could be kilogram or kiloliters, decaliters, anything that has liters in it. But when you divide those in density, this is where you know it's density. It has 2 units attached to it. Grams over liters, grams over centimeters cubed, milligrams over millimeters cubed, and the list goes on and on. You usually see it something like this, grams divided by, or grams / milliliters. That's the most common one, okay? So what happens if I have an object that has got a mass of 20 grams and it has a volume of 10 milliliters, okay? Excuse me. Well, all I'm going to do is take 20 grams divided by 10 milliliters, and these units can't cancel each other out, so I get 2 grams per milliliter, okay? So, pretty simple stuff. The math isn't hard. Here's where it gets a little bit challenging. What would happen to the density if I cut this in half? Well, if I cut this in half and I only take one side of it, my mass is no longer 20 grams. It's only half of that, so it's only 10 grams. But my volume also changed by half. So now it is 5 milliliters. If I divide this, I still get 2 grams per milliliter. The density does not change even if you just take that little piece right there. It's still 2 grams per milliliter. So for every milliliter, there's only 2 grams attached to it. So density would be considered intensive property. And we're going to talk about intensive and extensive properties later. Size will not matter with density, okay? So the biggest thing with density is that. The other thing with density is if you have a cylinder and you put liquids in here, you've probably seen this before where liquids float on top of each other like oil and water. Why does oil sit on the top and water's on the bottom? Well, because water has a higher density than the oil. If I dropped a penny in there, it would sink because it has a higher density. So a density column, it's how we get layers in there, okay? And it's based on which one has a higher density than the other, okay? And I'll see you in the next video.